Good morning, class. How are we doing today?
Morning, Sergeant.
Good morning. All right, I'm your primary instructor for this next block of instruction. My name is Staff Sergeant Brainard. Today's learning objective is going to be performing shielded metal arc welding in the virtual reality lab. Now, your performance will be assessed today on the virtual welding lab, and you must score an 80 or better. Any questions so far? So you all have done this before, so you all know what to expect. You put the helmet on, pick up the electrode holder, and it simulates you being in an actual welding environment. It's pretty close, right?
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Now, before we get started, I'm going to tell you why this technology is so helpful. This helps you develop your fundamentals and techniques before stepping into the welding booth, prior to using real materials and consumables. Now, I only wish I had this 17 years ago when I came through AIT. I was just put in a welding booth. So I didn't have a lot of time practicing on the virtual welder. And by the time I was able to actually produce quality welds in the shielded metal arc welding lab, we were already on our hands-on performance tests, and I barely passed that. So you all see how this is important?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now, we're coming from the classroom. We already covered safety, so we don't need to talk too much about that. But take a look around in this environment. What are some other safety factors in here?
There's a lot of wires, son.
There's what?
A lot of wires.
A lot of wires?
Those wires could pose a tripping hazard?
A tripping hazard? Absolutely. That's right. Now, what you've learned in here so far, okay, you kind of got an idea of what shielded metal arc welding is all about. So what you've learned in here will help promote the transfer of your skills in the actual welding booth in shielded metal arc welding. By the time you finish, when you get near the end of shielded metal arc welding, you will be tested on your horizontal groove weld and your vertical groove weld. And they will be graded in accordance with the ISAP. Okay? So take a look at these real quick. That is what you will need to perform to standard prior to moving on. Good?
Yes, sir.
Y'all think you can do something like this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Get 100?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Now, what I need now is I need a volunteer to come up to the instructor station to perform a demonstration for the rest of the audience. Come on up. Now, what I need you to do is go ahead and put the helmet on, adjust the lenses. Once you've done that, grab the electrode holder, and I want you to run a horizontal bead. Can everybody see the screen right here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you see how this virtual welder kind of creates that, simulated learning environment? It almost looks real, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Just about, pretty close. Now, what you see here on this screen, she can see through the lenses. Now, come on in. I want you to look and listen. Scoot over that way a little bit. Just a little bit. Can you hear the different sounds? Hear that loud hissing versus that sputtering and spitting? You think she's got correct technique on this weld?
No, sir.
Not exactly.
No, sir.
Even close?
No, sir.
No? Okay. But that's okay. This does not count as your final assessment yet.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in order to look at your score, you need to select End Pass. Click the white arrow, either left or right, but you have to get to this screen. Understand? And right underneath all these fundamentals is your final score. You'll see that?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now let's go over to the smartboard, and then we're going to talk about the different fundamentals of the weld. Now, as you see up here in this top left block, these are the 5 major fundamentals of shielded metal arc welding: position, arc length, work angle, travel speed. And in this center diagram right here, all right, each line is color-coded in accordance with its fundamental. And over on the top right block, again, it says position, arc length, work angle, and travel speed. And how you get that final score is all 5 of those get averaged together, giving you that final score. Now, let's talk about what went right. What do you think went right?
Her work angle was good. So
Work angle was decent.
yes.
Now, what went wrong, or what didn't go so great, I should say?
Her travel angle and her travel speed, Sergeant.
What about the travel angle and travel speed?
Her travel angle, what is the difference between work angle and travel angle again, Sergeant?
That's a good question. Can anyone else answer that question?
Well, work angle is the angle at which you have the electrode to get fusion between both pieces of metal. And travel angle is the angle you have with the electrode so that the flux protects the weld as you're welding. So you would drag the electrode. Sorry.
Right, you want to drag the electrode in the direction of travel. You don't want to run over your flux, because then you'll get slag inclusion. Okay? Y'all with me so far?
Yes, sir.
Everybody have a basic understanding?
Yes, sir.
Everyone feel a little more confident?
Yes, sir.
Now, to change things up, y'all have practiced this before. Each of you are going to compete against each other. We got up here Team Rangers and Team Sapper. Team Rangers is going to go first, followed by Team Sapper. The winner of each team is going to compete against each other to determine a winner. And the winner of the competition will be granted an additional 5-minute break period when you get to shielded metal arc welding. It's only good once. Understand?
Yes, sir.
With a battle buddy of your choosing. You can't be on break alone by yourself.
Yes, sir.
Sounds fair, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, get into your battle buddy teams. Let's get started. Remember, when you get done with your bead, just hit end pass, record your score up on the board, stand by. By the way, feel free to coach your battle buddy.
Yes, sir.
That's if they want the help. If they don't want help, then just tell them.
Your work angle is a little bit high.
A little too fast now. Keep that travel angle up. We good.
Looking good, looking good. Very good. Take a look here. See how much wider that weld is?
Yes, sir.
What do you think he's doing right there?
Just holding a little too long.
A little too slow, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, let's see it. What do you got? Ooh, 91. Look at that travel angle. That is flawless.
So that's the angle I tilt the electrode? Or is that my...
Right. No. You said it right. Travel angle. Tilted in the direction of travel. So you're right-handed?
Yes, sir.
All right, then you want to be tilted 5 to 15 degrees to your right and just drag that electrode. Go put your score up on the board. Oh, it looks like Team Rangers is going to have to go again. We got a tie. Okay, Team Sappers, go for it. Banks, Wynn, you're going to have to go again. What did he just do there? Did you hear that sound?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
He, at the beginning, his electrode got too far from the base metal and he high arced.
He high arc, yes.
Or as the other would be called long arcing.
Long arc, high arc, it's the same thing.
Yes, sir.
You can call it this. You can call it either one.
Yes, sir. Work angle getting a little low.
Oh. You see what we're talking about? Keeping that travel angle?
Yes, sir.
5 to 15 degrees in the direction of travel?
Yes, sir.
So you had it straight in there. Now what do you think's going to happen if you weld for real?
There's going to be a lot of slag inclusion.
Right, we talked about that.
And probably a lot of undercut as well, sir.
Right, that is true. Good job, Plocky. You're moving on to the next round. Thanks, Wynn. Go again. Oh, I can't even see that red line. You made that red line disappear. That's good.
Thank you, sir.
Position, work angle, absolutely perfect. Yep.
Work angle's too high. Travel angle's too low. Bring the travel, bring it to you. A little bit more. A little bit more. All right.
Okay, go change your score up on the board. Not bad.
89.
Not bad.
I could do
Hey,
better.
Okay, right, yes. There's always room for improvement. That's why we're here. We're here to help sharpen your skills before you get into the actual welding booth.
Yes, sir.
But look, your lowest score was an 88 at arc length. You just gotta watch, control that arc length.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, got
All right,
another
thanks.
91, sir.
Let's go.
Banks got a 91?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Banks, Plocky,
Yes, sir.
go. We need a winner.
Are you crazy?
Here, back up. Give him some room. Give him a little room.
So nobody's gonna cook floppy? Okay. I got it.
Oh, good job. Way to step up.
your work angles are. Low arc in it.
Good call, good call. Look at that travel angle.
Your travel angle should go down a little bit. Position, you're up on the top cheek line.
The high arc too much.
You did have
Just a little bit. 85.
that got you right there.
Mm-hmm. Go record your score on the board. No way.
What do we get?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
You didn't cheat, did you?
no, Sergeant.
Okay, I believe you.
No.
I think the winner's obvious here. Good job, Plocky. Give her a hand.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Good job, good job. So now you get a 5-minute extension on any break period.
Yes, Sergeant.
It's only valid once. Okay?
Yes, Sergeant.
Good. Do you have, who's going to be your battle buddies, though? You the only female in your class?
Yes, Sergeant.
Okay, so you'll need 2 battle buddies of your choice.
Remember who got you, helped you with that sport.
We had fun, right?
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Very good friendly competition. Y'all feel confident into going into shielded metal arc welding now?
Yes,
Yes,
Sergeant.
Y'all ready to take the test?
Yes, Sergeant.
Why not?
I'm ready, sir.
Why not? It's so easy. It's very easy. So, given what you learned in here today, okay, when you transferred over into shielded metal arc welding, y'all feel a little bit more confident, at least?
Oh, yes, Sergeant.
Very much, right?
Yes, sir.
Trust me, it gets easy. It'll get easier over time.
Yes, sir.
Now, think of a real world situation where proper technique is important. Just give me a real life scenario.
When you're building different things like big projects, maybe a bridge, or maybe like working on someone's vehicle, or anything that has to do with something that could cause damage to another person. You got to have the proper technique and know the proper ways to do the weld so that those scenarios won't take place. So.
That's right. That is very true. I couldn't have said it better myself. Right? Because this MOS is critical. You have no idea how valuable this MOS is and why your techniques and skills are important. You get out there in the operational environment, it may be a life or death situation for somebody else, or even you. Just think about that. Think about the bridge connecting Ordnance Island to Main Post. You think that's a very important structure?
Yes,
Yes,
Sergeant.
sir.
Very
Right.
much.
Well, what would you think would happen if a weld on that failed?
A lot of
Catastrophic.
damage.
Catastrophic damage, yes. Make no mistake about that. Any more questions? Anything at all?
I have a question about the techniques we learned. What do you think most people struggle with most often when it comes to this 5?
I'm glad you asked that. So when you're running a bead, okay, when you did gas metal arc welding, gas tungsten arc welding, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's say the wire feeder, as the wire was being fed, it was being fed in there for you. Am I right or wrong?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
sir.
And gas tungsten arc welding, the electrode was already right there creating that arc. Now, when you strike an arc with an electrode in shielded metal arc welding, that is being consumed. So I would say arc length is the most difficult fundamental to master at first, because you have to develop that hand and eye coordination to keep that electrode a 1/16 of an inch off your base metal, so you don't high arc or short arc. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant, another question. With the position and the travel speed, every time the travel speed would change, the position would change. Do they correlate with each other at all?
Yes, they do. Because if you're moving too fast, you'll sway to one side or the other. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Any more questions? If you need additional resources, you can look in the Modern Welding textbook in chapters 5 and 6. On that, this concludes my block of instruction.